And hopefully we are up and running. And I gotta get in the anyways, I can change these things. Most of the technology is in place. I don't have to change things for that. It's just getting my brain in order for hitting the right buttons. My name is Richard Murray, and this is the Zidim channel, and I am slowly getting things organized so I can do things a little bit better. But what are we going to deal with today? Today's going to actually be a short show. I didn't do a video blog on Sunday because I was under the weather and I'm just pulling out of things here. So I'm going to keep it short and keep it simple. Now, one of the things I want to see, though, is whether we have chat working. I don't see a chat screen. So let's see what we got here. Oh, none of those there. Have it. Where are you there? Says I'm live. We're working here. That's up and running. What if I just do a message? I'm live. We're working here. And you're not supposed to be telling me that. Up and running. There. Shouldn't have echo anymore. I came up on there. Did it come up on my stream? Yes, there it is. It being overtaken by my regular text, but we'll take it from there. Anyways, my name's Richard Murray. As I mentioned, this is the Zidim channel, where I live by my slogan of I screw up so you don't have to. I am trying to keep this thing focused on model trains. I do succeed from time to time. We'll stray from time to time, actually stray more than less, because there's so much you can do with this 3D printing. And what I'm going to be doing here, and this says live stream printing with horses. That's not what I have on my description. Why do I have that sitting there? Stream now. It's supposed to say printing with wood. Okay. Events. Yeah, it changed it. We will just correct this. We have the technology, and now for the most part technology seems to be working. There we go. Did that get updated? Yep. There we go. Printing with wood. And why am I doing with that? Well, I've talked about our tunnel portals. And with the tunnel portals, I've been printing with regular PLA. And you do get some lines on here. I don't have the one that I've sanded down and given good paint to. Raw material, we started with this setup here, if I can find where the camera is, there we go. The original print, I didn't like the way I had the text. I actually had it embossed, which turned out to be not prototypical. So I changed that, but you got your standard print lines that we're used to, 3D printing. So, you know, for these, I flipped it around to the other side. Here's one. I put in the date here, and this it's inset, which is more prototypical. This is N scale. This is to the NMRA standards for a modern tunnel portal. The right height for taking the double high containers. So we have the height there. The old style N scale portals are about 2/3 the size of this. But this has a coat of filler primer on it. The dual portal, which I didn't bring in here for today, has 2 coats on it of the filler. You know, it's automotive thick body filler spray paint. You give it a coat, let that dry, sand it down, spray another coat on, let that dry, another sand, and then you can paint it with your finishing colors. And as I said, I don't have that one here, and won't have it for much longer anyway, because it's about to get installed on our N-scale portable layout at the museum. So I did those, but then I've been wanting to print with wood quite a bit. So this is the first print I had, first wood, and I got this pretty much when I got my printer. I didn't know much about filaments at all. I was ordering some other filaments and went, oh, they have wood and it's on sale. I'll order a roll of that. And this filament is giving me no end of trouble. I've had jam after jam. I've tried different settings on it. This one, it's a beautiful print, except it died at the top of the eyeballs. You got the holes in here. So, and I've had other problems with it. Now, with that one, I know I brought it in here. This one didn't say where it was, had no information on it. All it said on it was wood. And I've added some info on when I got it and where. But with filament, I've been informed that you should be able to do one of 2 things, and it depends whether it's ABS or PLA. And I can never remember which is which. It should either snap when it breaks off, I think that should be PLA, or it should bend. And this one does both. It all depends where you are on the roll. So as I said, this one is both bending and flexing. So I stopped using that. I put in another order to filaments.ca, one of the places I get my filaments. And yesterday the filament arrived. Now I love filaments.ca for a few reasons here. Well, first of all, I'm Canadian. It makes it really easy to get stuff. I do live close enough to the border that I have a U.S. post office box. Well, it's not a U.S. post office. I have a U.S. mail address that I can get the mail in. But they bring in very good filament. It's nice and fast, and you know what you're getting, and free shipping in Canada too always helps. So this arrived. Now a couple of things before I actually look into the filament. Oops, sorry for the rumbling there. One of the wonderful things, filaments.ca, a little bit of customer care. They send you the right size Ziploc bags with the silicone gel inside, silica gel, to deal with humidity. Around here the last few days, this is important. We've been hot and humid here. My body's been loving it, even though it does get hot. but anyway, so you get those bags. Now, I ordered 2 rolls of wood filament. This is Easy Fill from Form Futura. Is it Form or Forms? Form Futura. It's printed or made in the Netherlands. They brought it in. You get all sorts of info on it. So I got cedar and willow for the 2 boxes, and they give you all the information on printing temperature. You can go to the Farm Futura site. You can get the full technical specs on it and lots of conversation, best printing practices, what have you. So as I said, this one's a cedar color, and one I haven't opened yet is a lighter color that is the willow, so more of a yellowy color to it. I also got another roll of Pet G, this time in bright orange. Now the other thing they sent was a little gift from us, and this is purge filament, which is kind of funny in a way because I ordered some other stuff. Ordered some new PTFE tubing, and while I put that order in, I ordered a small roll of the purge filament. But this one is new, and is this actually from, yes, this is Filament's CA new purge filament. So we'll be trying it. Maybe this is the folks, maybe I ordered this purge filament from them, because it says first official production run of our new purge cleaning filament contains 4.5 meters of filament instead of the 3 meters as indicated. So maybe it is, these are the folks. And once again, you get full instructions on making use of the purge filament. So I haven't gone through those yet. I went and got right into the wood printing. Now, what I was printing, once again, was my frog. So this is the original wood filament, and that's all I can call it since I don't know anything else about it. So I, last night, quickly went and printed another frog. And this is with the cedar. Now I have done no cleanup with this. I had cleaned up the other frog. There is on it, I'm going to have to change the lighting some so there's a little bit more lighting on this side. There is some stringing in here. I think there was stringing by the ear, or they're not ears, the eyeballs, but I cleaned that up. Now I have some black marks on here. I've had those before. Normally that's because you're printing too hot. This one, I used my original slicer settings, which is, they recommend printing this between 200 and 230. Was that the print setting? Print range? $200 to $240. So this one was printed at 180, and I got these black blobs on it. So, you know, okay, I got work at exercising them out. Some of the stuff's just come right off, some of it hasn't. I'm going to be practicing with the staining of this stuff to see how it turns out. But I got to thinking and going, the nice thing about wood and what I've been doing with this fellow here was I have done some sanding with it. There's minimal lines on them. I have my little power sander tool here to make life easier. When the hands aren't working, I can make use of that. So if you've done any sanding of PLA, you'll know that it's not a fun experience. It's rather difficult to use. This I have just pulled off the printer. This is the first time I really have looked at it. So you're seeing it for the first time just like I am. Once again, there's a little bit of material inside here, but You can't really make out the print lines. They are there, but they're very minor. This is the base, which is glass smooth. So if you want something like that, well, you can use the bottom side. But for the top, it's a very nice print. And this stuff is easy to sand. Now, one of the things, since I tell you they have their tech sheets available for this filament, they let you know that it's 40% wood and then the remainder being a clear PLA binder. But you can sand it. So this stuff, my sanding tray is in the other room. Here I am in my workroom, and I don't have anything to sand with. I must have something in here. Well, if not, as I say, I got the technology working. Now I have to get the workroom in order. My friend, we were chatting last night on Skype, as I got Skype working in here, and the cameras weren't positioned right. He had a beautiful view of my desk, and he was pointing out that my desk was actually looking worse than normal. So, you know, I'm a little bit more cluttered than normal. So I have to work on that. And my goal is to get the 3D printer in here. I was going to have it on a separate stand. For now, it may be on the end of the bench here. So we will, I have to clean up in order to do that. But we're getting there, slowly, step by step. Anyways, you can sand this stuff. It is sandable. It works. So it's going, okay, I got a tunnel portal here. I need a bunch of these, so I don't mind printing extras. I have the dual portal that's getting ready to be airbrushed. Then I have these two PLA ones, which, as I mentioned, was a nightmare to sand. And to smooth them off to being PLA. And now I have the wood one that I printed out last night. And I'm going, okay, the next horses, because last week I talked about printing horses, I am going to print them again. My horse, initial horse, this fellow here, actually, you know, fairly nice, but horse is too small. Perfectly usable, you know, on my layout. You know, once again, you know, here he is with my cow. So, the horse is too small. It's a small colt. There we go. Filly. So I'm going to be reprinting these. I just, as I said, I was under the weather, so that's why I haven't printed. I've sliced it. I'm going to re-slice it for the settings I'm using for the wood. This one, this frog here, as I said, I used fast print speed, low temperature, 180. With wood printing, you want to go as quickly as you can with as low a temperature as you can, because it is wood. It will burn. That's why you got these marks on here. And sorry, I have to look over here to see what you're saying here. Okay. Yeah, Eson. Yeah, this one says it's their own filaments.ca purge filament. So we'll see what how it works. We'll have to try it out. But anyways, I lost my train of thought here. Oh yes, this here is one of my first prints, and I had it upright to see what would happen, and you can see when it's upright you have to have a large raft for it, and even so it shifted off of here, so it was a dead print. So you end up having, here's another failed print, trying supports with it upright, and you got a ton of supports in there, and that just was really non-starter. what I did for this print is I printed them upside down. You don't have to have any supports under here. There's a few supports under just the arch of the back, but other than that, didn't need any extra supports. I think it may have had a little bit behind the head too, touches on the ears. So printing that way worked well. I'm going to use the same material as I did for the frog, for the horse, and for the people. And I'm going to see what sort of detail. You know, this is quite nice with the toes. Now the hand, it has that black strand in there, but there is finger detail on here. And this is with a 0.4 nozzle. So I don't know if I'm up to trying a 0.25 yet. I have a 0.3. I'll ease my way into it. I'll put in a 0.3 nozzle. Try printing with this. The reason of wondering about it, once again, you are printing with wood. You want the wood in the heat block for as short a period as possible. And when you go down to a smaller diameter nozzle, you just run into the problem of it's going to have to be there because it takes longer to extrude. So that will be a little bit of work on there. Now, I've talked about MakerBox, and when I was looking up the data sheets, I realized, oh, they have terracotta as well. And then I went and looked. This comes from the MakerBox samples, and this is their terracotta. You have to use a hardened nozzle with it, and I don't have a hardened nozzle in yet. But it looks like a very pretty one. It's supposed to have a very nice finish to it. So I'll have to come up with something to print with that. By the way, the frog I'm using, just as off the Thingiverse, it is the Lazy Frog. So I'm going to be playing with that. Now, Brenna has been very practical. She has been printing things like a headset mount that hangs off the edge of her monitor. So things like that. So in order to work on this space, I know there's a few things that I'm wanting to hang up. I find that with my aging eyes, I have to use, you know, the visor quite a bit. I was just going to put a hook up somewhere, find a hook. I don't have any hooks around. Maybe I can figure out where I want this and design something for exactly that space. We'll have to do that. I don't have a lot of other stuff going on today. As I said, I'm still battling whatever bug this is. So I'm not going to do too much. Already I can feel my voice disappearing. I'm going to leave it with that, but for the 3D printing for model trains, I think working with wood has possibilities. So we're going to have to work with that and see what I can come up with and see how it turns out. Because if you got a material that you can print and then sand, that's going to be wonderful. I have 2 more projects going on for this, and this is over in the commercial world. One of them will be a fellow who wants a Cuban cigar roller, and the way he explained it to me is, imagine taking 2 pieces of wood, clamping together, drilling a hole in is what you build the larger diameter for the main body of the cigar, and then there's a tapered component for the tip of the cigar. So I guess somehow you stuff your stuff in there, clamp it together, and roll the tobacco and paper together to get the cigar shape. I don't know, I don't smoke. But anyways, that's what he's looking for. I'm going to print that in cedar for him. He's just getting me some extra details so I can, you know, put up the design. and then we'll try that out. And the other project is some dollhouse furniture. And that's another one where I saw someone had some dark oak and dark cherry. And from what I can see with the frogs, I'm going to track those down and bring some in. And I think that would go very well with the dollhouse furniture. What the person wants is it's his mother who's into the dollhouse furniture, and she wants to recreate her living room. And so what we're going to do is get some pictures of it, and I'm going to recreate that. Now the dollhouse furniture that I'm aware of is 1/2 inch, and I don't know if all dollhouse furniture is like that. I don't know anything about the world of dollhouse furniture. I'm going to have to do some exploring. But yeah, if I can print it with this wood material and then give it a light sanding and stain it, he's going to do the finishing for his mother. But you can print this stuff with wood, and then who knows, may have a small market there. Always looking for different ways to pay off the hobby. And then there's other projects in the work as well. So one of those things is on our 3D community hangout. We talked about 2 hours in to the hangout, we talked about reaching out to the community. How are we doing reaching out to our local communities to introduce people into 3D printing world? And the talk rolled around to working with the libraries. And several of us afterwards have gone and approached our libraries, and here in Creston they have Tech Saturdays where they bring in extra volunteers and people can come in and get some help with technology, whether it be the computers. I think they mentioned cell phones as well. If you have a smartphone, you don't know how to do something with it. Really directed towards seniors, but I'm hiding behind my microphone here. With that, they'll get me in one of them. I don't have a date yet. And when people walk into the library, first thing they're going to see, unfortunately for them, will be me. I'll be there with the 3D printer. I'll have it running, and I'll have sample prints available to them. And that's one way to reach out to the community. So that is coming up. And that will be our main topic for this week's community hangout. Will be on Nillabean's channel. We have a Facebook group for the Friday Hangouts now. And can I remember what it is off the top of my head? No, but that's why I have technology here. Oh, the other thing is I got my extra monitors. So I'm back to running a proper set of monitors. And it's not like it says Friday Hangouts. It is... Come on, it's my own group. Come on, where is my hangout? F3DPCH. That is the Facebook page. It's the same thing on Twitter and Reddit. I have to learn how to use Reddit. I haven't used that lately. I'll have the address down below if it's not there already. But if you head there for the Facebook page, you'll see the comments and who's going to be hosting that Friday night hangout. We move around who's hosting it week by week, and we're every other week. So this week it's Nilla Bean, and our primary topic for the first 2 hours will be reaching out to the community. One fellow, he has a garage sale on a regular basis, and his printers are in his garage, so open up the door, roll out some of the printers, and he has the printers working while people are coming by, and people in the neighborhood are learning about that. So and that's another way of doing it. I don't have a garage, so I can't do that. But no, reaching out to the library. But anyways, that's going to be on the Nilla Bean channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Friday, and we go every other week. But I'm going to call that a wrap for today, and I'm going to head back to my couch and collapse. But my sanding box is by the couch, so I will see how this stuff sands out and try some other detail printing with it. I have a couple of figures I want to print. I had tracked down, this is one I've had since I was a kid, and this is an old O-scale lady, long dress. My layout is pre 1910, so she'd fit on there. My inspiration is the movie Hello, Dolly. She's ideal. So I'm going to be working on building up a library of folks like this and making them in O-scale, printing them out and making that to populate my resort line for the N-scale layout. Anyways, short one. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, print some more of that wood out there. And I'm going to go crash. So, have a good night. For me, it's night. Today, it's morning. And if I know how to do this, I can do this.